One of the first lines of defence are your gates. If the gate's open, the thief can just walk in and start having a look what you've got that's worth pinching. But just the fact that you've got a gate, it doesn't need a fancy lock. Just the fact that it's there, unlike this one is bolted shut, means they've got to form a decision to break in while they're out in the street, which here means people are overlooking, can see what's going on. Got a nice house here, twin garages. Most thieves don't carry the tools of the trade with them because the police know who they are. If they're seen out and about, they're stopped and they're searched. So they'll break into a garage or a shed to get the tools to commit their crime. So the fact that the garage is locked and kept shut will keep the thief out. You've got the motorbike, you've got bicycles, the golf clubs. Realistically, those are the sort of things that do get stolen. So it's important that the door's kept shut and making sure the door into the rest of the house is kept locked so if somebody does come in, if you left the door open on a nice day while you're doing something else, they can't get into the rest of the house. The burglars aren't that daft. If you leave the key under the plant pod for family, there's a good chance they'll have a look there for the key as well. So 35% of burglaries, there's no force used to break into the house. The thieves come in through an open door or an open window or an insecure door. This door can be quite secure. This is a Yale night latch. So sometimes during the day, especially in the summer, people will just leave that's what they call on the latch, which means it's easy just to open the door. But this door is quite secure. There's a door chain, so if that's put on, you can vet callers, you can talk to people without letting them into the house. The night latch is one level of security, and this is a 5-lever mortise lock. You can tell it's a 5-lever mortise lock because 5-lever security is on the striking plate there. And if you're not quite sure in your own house, if you have a look at the key, and if your key is that shape, with the little ridges and hills and valleys on it, that complicated, it's a 5-lever mortise lock. And the minimum standard for locks we ask for is a 5-lever British standards mortise lock, and that will keep your door quite secure. It's important that the keys aren't left inside of the door. One method of breaking in is going through the letterbox and hook the keys out. Or if the thief can look through the letterbox, look through the glass and see the keys are easily accessible, then they might break in to get the car. Because nowadays so much security is built into cars, you can't just steal them from the street. So they need to break into the house to get the keys. In their subconscious, before they break in, they'll do a risk assessment. So if they can approach the house, they'll put the nose to the window and look in. And they're starting to get excited then. And if they can see their reward, then it's worth committing the crime. And if they can't see their reward, then they don't know whether it's worth taking the risk. And for a situation like this, you've got a laptop charging a mobile phone quite near the window. If they've got the nose to the window, they're getting excited and they can see their reward. If the curtains were shut, if the blinds were shut, or if the laptop was put somewhere out of sight, then they don't know what the reward is and they're less likely to commit their crime. All the statistics say that the older you get, the less likely you are to be the victim of a crime. And certainly for most of the residents in Cheshire, they're living in a safe area. The most likely person to be the victim of a burglary will be a single person on a low income in rented accommodation. Because although they've probably got the things worth stealing, like a laptop or a mobile phone or a bit of cash, they haven't got the money to spend on security and it's not their house. So for some parts of the county that will be student accommodation, multi-occupancy. For some parts of the county it might be single parents in social housing. So it's certainly important for the students, for people in those sort of accommodations, that you keep the doors shut, keep the windows shut, and just prevent that burglar walking in.